shootout victory Monday as we shock the Cowboys 30-27, our third straight home victory, fourth dating back to last year. So we are really protecting the bank and making people fear that logo a little bit more when they come in, which you love to see. And the fight and the constant comeback. Obviously, Mike Jackson had a tough day against Pickens. He picked him apart, pun intended, kind of. But that's going to happen, and we made the Cowboys one-dimensional, only allowing 31 rush yards. Obviously, Derrick Brown coming back, A'Shawn Robinson, and I think switching Roseboom and Wallace was the biggest key to the resurgence against the run game, because even if you give up a lot through the air, obviously we need more pass rush. That goes without saying, to have the QBs not as comfortable, but being able to win shootouts is an element in the National Football League, and having that and being able to execute it, absolutely fantastic. Rico is running out of his mind right now, and I know that everybody wants to ride the hot hand of Rico, and I'm not saying that, but don't forget that Chuba was a 1,000-yard rusher too, and is multifaceted in what he can do, and it can also help Rico as he deals with those cramps and things, because that becomes a factor. So lessening the workload in that regard could help going forward. And don't forget, Rico is a free agent. Hopefully we get a deal done, because this is something we've never seen before out of the Panther backfield, and we've had some elite runners out of that backfield, but we have had good running back tandems, aka double trouble. We just need a nickname for Chuba and Rico. Obviously, Rico's number one right now. Most scrimmage yards in a single game in Panther history, 239. He single-handedly won me back-to-back fantasy weeks. And the fact that we just kept feeding him, and the offensive line, the tight ends, the wide receivers, absolutely incredible. Because you're running that much, you'd think there's going to be a lot of holdings, possibly, because some of those big holes happen because of holdings. But I think we only had one holding, and then there was those couple controversial roughing the passer / pass interference calls, both on third downs to extend drives for Dallas. So I think the defense even played better than the numbers indicated, especially against the pass, because if we get off the field on those two long third downs, we may extend the lead even more. So you got to factor that in as well. And I really like that it feels like everyone is buying in, even though I didn't appreciate that we kept Mike Jackson on Pickens. I thought J.C. Horn could travel, but we stuck to our guns there, and you gotta like that. T-Mac having an explosive game after that unfortunate drop interception, and coming back the way he did, and cooking the Dallas DBs on both those routes. Just elite. He is built different. I don't think we've had a Panther wide receiver like this since Steve Smith, and getting Jalen Coker back, who's closer and closer, is phenomenal. And I know Hunter Renfrow hasn't made the impact that everybody thought he would, the Adam Thielen role, as it were, but he came up big on that 4th and 3 to basically ice the game. And I think that's Rice's 8th game-winning drive. So he's starting to percolate and make a name for himself in terms of the big game, big throws when he needs to have them, and the ability to move in the pocket was pretty fantastic, especially on that, I believe it was the second touchdown to Tet, he had to move because Rico missed the block. The shoulder dip. It was fantastic, and I think his pocket presence is a lot better. That he's not jittery. He's making decisions faster, and they're all working out to the fullest. Bryce Tremaine, got to give a big shout out for his blocking as well. There's going to be some tougher decisions as we get healthier, but that's a great place to be. Sorry about that, allergies. So this is like super, super fantastic. And also a quick shout out to, I believe it was Nick Scott, who made the tackle when we were up 27-24 to preserve Dallas not scoring the go-ahead touchdown and forcing them to just kick the field goal after we got that red zone stop. So big on Nick Scott. I know I've been tough on Nick Scott, but he made a huge play there to at least give us a chance to stop them to a field goal. We were able to do that. But it feels like everybody is contributing one way or the other. And also Josh Nyman, we only allowed 1 sack yesterday. Without Taylor Moton, I thought that was going to be a major, major factor, but it ended up not being a thing. So that is great that we just keep improving. Everybody's buying in. Everybody is chipping in on the calls that they want, they feel confident in, and you love that for a team buy-in and just trusting the players. And Ryan Fitzgerald, after that cluster of a sequence at the end of the half, the lateral that should never have happened by Xavier Legette, Dave Canales said he called that. So I like that there might be some more creativity coming into the offense with the additions of Jimmy Horn and such like that. But it felt a little weird that you were kind of just playing for the field goal. And good thing that Ryan Fitzgerald came through 55-yarder with the different wind, and then calling game over with the 31-yarder to ice it. But also Travis Etienne, that big run and going down and not scoring, fantastic as well. Just icing the game, not giving the Cowboys another chance with the ball. The little things are starting to happen much, much better. I mean, we had one drive where we got the sack, timeout, back-to-back false starts, which was ugly, but ugliness is going to happen in NFL football, and I think we're starting to see less and less of that for Carolina, which is fantastic. Obviously, this next week is a trap game against the New York Jets, 0-6, and a awful pass game, but their defense and run game is really solid, so it'll be a different test for Bryce Young and company and see if Rico Dowdle can continue his amazingness. But we need to come up with a nickname for both Chuba and Rico because that's going to be a dynamic duo, and dynamic duos work in the backfield, and I can't wait to see it. But as always, keep pounding. Go Panthers. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Helps out a lot. Thanks, guys.